Next one, we have another great talk here on the main stage. Sam Waicberg will be talking about reinventing the service experience. Sam is the founder and president of CareAR Holdings, a Xerox and ServiceNow supported company. CareAR is an AR and AI-powered enterprise visual support system that makes expertise accessible instantly for customers, employees, and field workers. As the service experience management leader, CareAR specializes in bringing the service experience and customer experience together in a seamless digital workflow. Prior to this role, Sam was the general manager of Xerox Digital Services, a Xerox business unit focused on digital transformation by way of automation, efficiency, and innovation for its customers and solutions. But before Sam comes out, we got a quick video, so roll the tape.
Thank you. So the service experience is fundamentally broken. We as the customer, we as the consumer, right, are the casualty. So the question is, what can we do about it? There's some great and innovative technologies out here throughout the show, but how do we apply this technology to solve real-world problems? So that, in fact, is what we did at CareAR. We applied the technology out here, AR, AI, content, to create a better service experience, right? And not only to do that, but to drive real outcomes. And that's what we're going to get into today, okay? But the numbers don't lie, churn doesn't lie, and there's a number of reasons why the service experience is broken, and we'll touch on that as well. But the fact is that people just don't want to do business with organizations that provide poor service. They just don't. So show of hands out there, all right? So how many of you have experienced a service call that you made to your place of residence, and it took days, if not weeks, to schedule that service call, but it takes minutes or hours for that issue to be resolved? Show of hands? Okay, great. Now, keep them going, but even worse, right? When that person came out there, that it was so simple to resolve, you felt like you could have done it yourself, right? So, this is an issue, and what we're even seeing right now, it just happened to me just the other day, where a service company sent somebody out in advance to do a survey in advance of sending workers out there to do the work, right? So it's just fundamentally broken. There's something not right about that. And what people want is they want a Netflix experience, right? They want the problem solved on an on-demand basis. They want the help that they want when they want it on an on-demand basis, and that's what they want. And so it's broken. And it doesn't get easier. In the workplace, it's worse, right? It's fundamentally worse because those delays, those days, if not weeks, are real money. And so companies are investing in IT service, customer service, field service type of applications, and those applications do a great job. They send the right tech to the right place at the right time with the right part, and they do a fantastic job of driving efficiencies through that process. But the problem really starts when they get there, and things get really dicey when that technician who's on site runs into an issue. And by the way, it happens 1 out of 3 times. Okay, 30%. Think about it. 30% of all technicians that get dispatched to fix a problem at a workplace need to connect with an expert someplace else in order to complete their task, right? Why? Unforeseen issues, skills gap, okay? So this is an issue, but what gets really interesting is that at that time when they make that call or connect with an expert, what happens? And it goes something like this, right? They call into a queue to connect to an L3 type of resource, and they connect, and typically it's via phone, and they say, hey, can you give me a hand? I'm trying to finish this task. And they say, sure, why don't you tell me what you see? And typically it's, okay, blinking lights, cables, wires. And it's, oh, can you give me some more context? Can you take a picture? Can you, FaceTime me? Can you WhatsApp me, right? And there's a lot of reasons why those issues don't work. And it's broken, and it creates actually additional delays, additional truck rolls, continued downtime. Those downtime costs money, customers not happy. It's broken, right? So what are the variables? If you break it down, right, there are different variables that really attribute to why it's broken. So people is one. And I've sat in a few of the sessions to hear some of this, and it's really resonating. So people. So what's going on right now, there's a massive attrition going on in the workforce. Okay? You've got people that are aging and leaving. And so you've got a lot of tribal knowledge leaving these organizations. And at the same time, you've got this kind of new era of digital natives coming into these organizations. Now, there's a dichotomy between these two type of sets of people. One set likes to fix problems by looking through, typically manuals, paper. Others want to just YouTube it, right? They just want to look at videos, and they want to look at how to resolve that problem, okay? So you've got a challenge. So how do you satisfy both sets of people? How do you enable the less and less experienced personnel, right, to support a broader set of new digital natives in that field force or in the customer? That's a challenge. You've got process. You've got the process around getting people to really better understand what they're going to come into a situation and equip them properly to solve that problem, right? Do I have to send somebody out in advance so they could report back to people that are going to go and do the work, right? That sounds crazy, right? Can they utilize some kind of capability where they can know before they go, or see what you see, right, in order to help? Then you've got tools, right? I got caught up. So then you have tools, right? So you've got tools that arm that technician, if you will, in order for them to be effective solving the problem, right? Applications on those tools. Today, most of field workers are armed with mobile devices, and on those mobile devices, right, it's voice, right? They're using, the consumer applications on those devices in order to try to bridge the gap from the systems and the problems that they're trying to solve, right? So, like I said earlier, FaceTime, WhatsApp, that's what they're using, but there's not proper applications that are used on these tools or more purpose-built devices that we're arming these individuals with. So really what's going on is we need these tools to be really effective and enable those people who are out there to perform tasks to be productive and to solve problems. We need processes that align with those individuals, with those tools, in order to get them to the right place at the right time, knowing ahead of time what they're about to get into. And the people, what they want is information. They want access to knowledge, right? And that's going to help them do their jobs better. But these independently are issues that are going on again and again. It's creating a perfect storm. Now, if you could do all these things and you could solve problems more effectively remotely, or reduce the amount of truck rolls, what's actually happening is you're going to actually go a long way to preserving the planet, okay? Now that sounds crazy, but it's a big issue. Emissions, right? This is a corporate compliance type of initiative going on. All C-levels across major organizations are really focused on this, so you're going to hear more and more about this, but organizations, companies are being measured on their ability to reduce emissions. So if you could, if everybody does their job in reducing the amount of truck rolls out there, right, we'll preserve the planet, right? The world will be a better place, and it really adds up. So these are the variables. From a CareAR perspective, our mission is really about making expertise accessible instantly in the moments that matter, right? So what we're actually doing is we're providing, expertise, making them accessible on an on-demand basis. So think about it. So when we talk about expertise, we think about two things. We think about people, and we think about information. And what we really mean is experts and content that's delivered with context. So if I'm a customer or I'm a technician in the field, right, I either want access to an expert who can help me finish my task so I don't have to come back again, or I want information that's relevant to the task at hand, relevant to the equipment that I'm working on, that asset or object, so I can finish that job on my own, right? So these are really common, and they cut across applications such as IT service, customer service, and field service. And the commonality is you've got somebody that needs assistance, and you've got somebody someplace else that could provide assistance. And what we're actually doing is we're becoming a conduit from bringing these people together in a way that's visual, digital, and seamless, so they can finish the job, be more effective, reduce truck rolls. And we boil that down into improving operational efficiencies. And if you can do that, you're going to make customers happy. And if you do that, you're going to enhance ESG emissions as well as contact avoidance, which we all have experienced over the last year plus around COVID. So all these things really boil into a much bigger problem that we're aiming to solve. So a little bit of our history. So last year, as a matter of fact, a year and a week ago, CareAR, we were acquired by Xerox. And that's been really a fantastic year for those CareAR people out there. Way to go. So Xerox, they looked at CareAR and they had the same issue. They've got thousands of technicians in trucks solving problems. They looked at CareAR as a way to provide better, effective problem solving, customer satisfaction. And then just a few months ago, we actually were stood up as a subsidiary new entity and received an equity investment from ServiceNow. The reason they did that is because they believe that the service experience is broken as well, and they believe that the capabilities in the platform that we're providing are providing some unique capabilities to addressing those issues and to help those companies that really want to provide a better experience to their customers. So Xerox, ServiceNow, some pretty good industry powerhouses to support a company like us in order to work with other organizations to really deliver these capabilities and deliver the outcomes that we're demonstrating. So now, with thousands of customers, our AR and AI powered platform with content delivery is addressing the people, the process, the tools, and the planet challenges that we addressed earlier. Okay? So how do we do that, right? So we have a platform, and it's an augmented reality based platform powered by AI and IoT and content. Okay, it's a very powerful, flexible capabilities. And what we're doing is we're delivering a set of remote and self-solve solutions, and they consist of 3 applications: CareAR Assist, CareAR Instruct, CareAR Insight. CareAR Assist is a real-time visual AR remote application. Allows one or more people remotely to be empowered and solve problems for either customers or technicians or employees who are on site. Okay? So what we're doing is actually providing a combination of video with AR guidance, and enabling those remote experts to guide those people in the field in order to complete their task. As part of that process, what we're also doing is we're enabling the creation of content. So through that application, you can take pictures, capture recordings of the session, and instantly that content is captured within the system of record, whether it's a work order, it's a case, it's an incident within service management applications like ServiceNow, for instance. Okay? And all that is very seamless, and it happens with a click of a button. It's very powerful. That's Remote Solve, CareAR Assist. Self-Solve is really a tandem of CareAR Instruct and Insight. Okay? And the combination really helped deliver a very powerful self-solve experience. With Insight, it provides contextual data in the field of view from that asset or object, what's going on. Okay? IoT data, repair history, knowledge base, a variety of things. Okay? As part of that, it also serves up content. Okay? Content that's contextual. So with CareAR Instruct, what we're doing is we're creating the ability to create 3D AR instructional content that allows an individual via an interactive self-guided experience to solve problems on their own by following a sequence of instructions. Okay? And you could also think about that as a precursor to CareAR Assist. Okay? What we're seeing more and more is that in the case where a field worker wants to gets dispatched to a job site, and what they want is they want the context of that piece of equipment, and they want to be able to be served up instructions in order to allow them to complete their task on their own as a precursor to maybe connecting with a live expert. Okay? So this is where the issue from the skills gap between the digital natives, these new workers, and the veterans who are out there, and how do we help balance the load between less experts and more new workers coming into the workforce. There's this combination of these capabilities that are really delivering those experiences. Even at the consumer level, the customer level, we mentioned in that first example, hey, before maybe before I even have schedule a service call, before I have to wait days or weeks, let me have a session where somebody can see what I see, maybe walk me through it, help me solve my problem on demand, on the spot. That's that Netflix type of experience. Okay? That's what we're bringing to market. And this is really unique as a completely integrated platform in a single user experience. Now, today, we announced a series of new innovations and acquisitions earlier today. And so I'm thrilled to share that with you for those that you haven't picked that up. So I just talked about CareAR Instruct. Okay? So that's one of the newest applications within the portfolio. What we're really doing there, okay, is creating new content. So I just mentioned earlier, 3D AR instructional content. We're consolidating also content that these organizations also have. Many large enterprises, they have content that they want to repurpose and want to reuse, not necessarily just create new content. So PDFs, videos, right? This is all content the organizations have. And what we do is we consolidate these content, all this content, and we integrate that with intelligence, so AI, and we serve that up with context. Okay, so we're serving up instructional content in different formats, print, video, AR instructions, and we're serving that up to those individuals that need it at the time of need, and allow them to select which type of content they want to use in order to solve their problem. Drone support. Really excited about drone support. Okay, so we now fully support end-to-end what we call desktop to drones or chair to the air support. Okay, and where drone support plays in is that there are hard to reach, inconvenient, safety-related situations that require either somebody to get on a ladder, or in some cases schedule a helicopter to go and do surveys, okay, or go and look at issues that need to be resolved, right? Drones are also used, but with drones typically they're really self-contained, right? They'll record video. Video could be seen from an individual. But with CareAR support for drones, what we're enabling is a multi-party see what I see drone experience with AR annotation and the ability to collect data from a geolocation perspective and really provide that as another tool in the digital tool belt, so really properly enable someone to really address any situation with a solution. So we support desktop, mobile, wearables on glasses, and now drone support. The third announcement that we made today was an acquisition with CraftAR. So CraftAR is an AR SDK with image and object recognition. It allows you to embed the AR experience and detect object and images, so they pop off your display. They're overlaid in the field of view, and it creates a really immersive experience. It'll be complemented with Instruct, and we see many other applications to really leverage and incorporate CraftAR in a lot of the use case and the applications that we do. Okay, so more to come with that. Okay, so we're working with a lot of big brands across a lot of big industries, solving very complicated issues, and we're delivering some significant outcomes, right? As I mentioned, we've got a great portfolio. A lot of the things that we're showing across the capabilities of our platform are universal, right? They could be applied across a variety of industries. So tell you what, instead of me talking about it, right, let's take a look with another video. Tell you what, let's take a look. So I don't know about you guys, but I love that video. I just want to go kick over some garbage cans. So tell you what, look, I love to welcome everybody to come visit us at our booth and hear more about what we have to do and what we're doing, and love to see how we could work with everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. We've got time for one or two quick questions. If people want to come up to the mics up front, feel free to come and ask Sam a question. No rush. So thank you, Sam, for that talk. So I guess I'll kick off a question for you in case people.
Softball.
Softball? Softball?
Right,
what does AR stand for? No. So what are some of the biggest devices people are using today? You're doing a lot of future stuff with drones and things like that, but what are kind of on the ground, what gets people excited when they're using service instructions in augmented reality?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, it's a variety of things. It's from simple things to pretty complicated things. We spend a lot of time with some of the things that you wouldn't think about would be being part of Xerox printers, right?
No.
And what we're enabling Xerox to do is a couple of things. One is allow the people who are working on very large production type of printers, right, to have these tools in order to reduce the number of truck rolls. By giving them live access to experts. Another is even the smaller printers that doesn't justify a service call, right? How do we enable customers to solve problems on their own, and by doing that, deflecting truck rolls, right? So we're seeing a combination from things like printers, to telcos, to insurance companies, to banks, to retail. So it's really across the gamut. So POS systems, printers, switches, quite interesting. We were really excited about the drone application. We thought hard about the drone, and we just felt that it was needed to complete the really end-to-end options for people. And what's interesting is that companies are coming and didn't realize the extent that organizations have drone teams within them, and what they're doing is they're coming to us with pretty interesting use cases on how they could apply drones and other parts of our capabilities.
Definitely. I used to work at Dow Chemical, and I know that, being able to bring drones into those facilities to inspect sites and things like that where you can't get to, or it's super dangerous to send people into, right, is a huge use case.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
So more innovation coming. We're just getting started, and
Awesome.
we're pretty excited about the potential.
Awesome. Well, if you can just help me figure out how to fix the paper jam on my printer, I think that'll be a huge leap forward. So
I think you just need to buy a new
Xerox printer.
printer.
All right, I love the plug. All right, thanks very much, Sam. Everybody give him a round of applause.
Thanks.